Hello. So in the last video we looked at how to prepare a model and that we have to save it. This one will be a short video and this is about how we can export samples so you can actually test the deployed model on your system. So there may be times where you may not be able to create extract samples for testing. For example, if you want to do a real-time deployment of sorts. In this case, because we just want to test the model on the NEORV32 plus NPU system, we have the luxury of exporting actual training or testing samples from the model dataset. So firstly, look at the quantize. There must be a quantize Q07 function which I have defined. It is just to convert any x number to Q int 8 Q0.7 format. This. Now we want to export the training samples into an ADA script, so we can just paste that ADA script into our ADA source folder and call that ADA script or reference that ADA script into our main file and just use it to like go in a loop sort of, and just we'll look at it later. So we want to create an ADA specification script with these test samples. I'm going to call it mnis test samples 28/28.ads. It's the same as the package name. What we'll do, so the NEORV32 and the NPU system, they do not support the concept of 2D arrays. They everything is stored as a 1D array. So it's like, okay, depending on the interpretation, the layer, the logic. So a 1D array will be interpreted as a 2D tensor, for example, for convolution or max pooling, or as a one-dimensional vector for dense or activation functions such as ReLU and sigmoid. For this, so since we write even save 2D tensors as 1D arrays in memory, we'll create an integer array, so which is a one-dimensional array of integers. So once we have this integer array, this will be later converted to a word array which can be saved into the which can be written to a tensor in the NPU. So so there's a function to like save memory such as that. So firstly, test vector, we extract random 10 samples from the test set, just like test vector. Once we have that, this is just Python code to, okay, this is like, okay, with open use input output. So this is the library which defines the basic data types of words and such. It's like package name as declared above the package name, which is year. So this is the package name. Then we want the sample count is like the number of samples. So we are like, okay, we are only interested in 10 samples, so 10 here. Integer array, so this is hard coded here, but you can use f-string formatting and to say, okay, to like what's the expected input tensor size. So as you may remember, mnis is 28/28, so the 28 times 28 is 784. So in 0 indexing, it's 0.783. So yeah, if you define a sample set array and we iterate through the samples and we of course flatten it. So in the images that we have in this data set, the loaded data set, everything is 28/28. We want to first flatten it and then we want to write it. So this logic handles everything. It like handles formatting as well. Extremely sorry, I'm not a teacher. I'm unable to go through every line of code, but it's easy to understand. So after you are done with, so since I've already saved the model, I'll just save this function and I'll just export script. So this was a model which you had saved. Now this is the exported samples. So as you can see, it's like with input output helper, everything, and these are the 10 samples, 10 digit samples, 28/28, along with the label. So what each sample is. So for example, sample index 0 is digit 1, sample index 9 is digit 5, etc. And then we can just copy paste this into our file, our ADA source folder. Thank you.